Our schools feature state-of-the-art science facilities. Students conduct experiments in modern laboratory facilities. They are excited about what they are doing. Our classrooms feature telephones in each room for inter-school communication and safety. We have technical labs with computers, experiments, and spacious learning areas. Our computer labs are equipped with state-of-the-art computers for sharing of information throughout the rest of the school and the world. Our media center was designed to effectively merge technology with traditional media. All of our students enjoy the opportunity to get exercise in our spacious gymnasium with enough space to handle a large capacity of students. Our fine arts programs have the opportunity to perform in spacious and appropriate facilities. Classrooms have been designed to incorporate the latest teaching and technology strategies. We have conference rooms for meetings, student testing, and student activities. That's right, at Standish Sterling High School, we are making strides to give our students an edge on post-secondary education and their careers.
It's not the same story in the Pinconning Area School District. From a severe shortage of classroom space to inadequate technology, students are missing out on a proper educational experience to prepare them for the needs of tomorrow. A bond proposal is now being presented to the community of Pinconning. This issue is not only about money, but the future of our children and our community. The needs of the school district are many, but priorities have been set on certain issues. Our current school buildings are over 50 years old. The outdated facilities are becoming more and more strained by the demands of the school system. For the past 30 years, the only operational funding for our district has come from Michigan's per student allowance, making us the only district in the surrounding area that does not have an extra voted millage funding their schools. Having served our district for 50 years, many of our buildings' operating costs exceed the worth of the structures themselves. A prime example, Garfield Elementary is heated by propane and electricity, two fuels tremendously inefficient in heating a large school building. Teaching in our buildings is occurring on stages, gyms, storage rooms, and other areas not designed for classroom use. Faculty do not have appropriate space for meetings and offices. They are forced to conduct business in rooms not meant for such purposes. Because there is no alternate access to their classrooms, students at the elementary schools must disrupt neighboring classes as they must use these as the only corridor to their rooms. During lunch periods, the gym must be used both for food service and classroom instruction, a stressful situation for all involved. Due to a lack of space, students must remain in their classrooms for lunch and music classes. Not an ideal way to stimulate the minds of young elementary children. Portable walls and subdivided rooms do not offer a barrier to noise. Students find it difficult to study and teachers find it difficult to teach in these conditions. Most people associate traffic problems with big cities, but at our schools, buses, cars, and pedestrians don't mix properly. Inadequate parking, traffic crowding, and poor design makes for very dangerous situations. Throughout the district, schools suffer from a deficiency in space for athletics and physical education, but no place is that more evident than the gymnasium at the high school. Students sitting out are not getting exercise or building self-esteem, but that is what's happening in the middle and high school physical education classes. Imagine classes of up to 80 students being held in a school gym designed for half that many. High school physical education teacher Tim Floyd.
Students changing clothes. At times there are up to 50 boys in our locker room that hold approximately 30 students comfortably, trying to get dressed and prepared for their next class. We have 8 showers for 50 boys. It makes it difficult for them to get ready and get to their class in appropriate time. The girls, there is no privacy in the girls' locker room. All students are in an area that's approximately 20 by 30 feet to get ready.
Our interscholastic athletic programs are forced to practice in hallways, on the stage, and in old maintenance buildings. On an average day, the high school gymnasium hosts up to 2 or 3 activities simultaneously from before dawn until after dusk. "5:30 a.m. Boys basketball arrives at the gym for a morning practice. 7:30 a.m. Practice ends and preparation for physical education classes begin. 10:50 third-hour gym class ends early so food service can set up for lunch at light speed. 12:30 p.m. 3 lunches later and maintenance has to clean the floor for the remaining classes and practices while the 5th-hour gym class begins. 2:30 p.m. School is out and basketball practice begins. In order to get some gym time, 2 teams must share the court while volleyball stretches on the sidelines. 3:15 maintenance is forced to set the stage during the practice, putting players, equipment, and staff in dangerous situations. 4 o'clock freshmen and JV volleyball take the court for 1.5-hour practice. 5:30 setup for the middle school concert begins. 8:30 the concert ends and volleyball takes the court until 10 p.m. 10:20 volleyball clears the court and the lights are finally shut off. Following 50 years of this kind of overuse, it is no wonder that the gymnasium and locker rooms are outdated and currently unable to meet the district's needs.
At Pinconning, we have one gym to service basically 7 through 12, middle school and high school, and there are 3 major sports going on at that time: wrestling, volleyball, and basketball. And it really cuts back on the amount of gym time that we can offer to our athletes. Right now, most high schools and middle schools have their own separate gym with the ability to practice. We are sending a lot of our kids to a Boys and Girls Club during the evenings just so that they have somewhere to practice. So it really hurts our programs if we can't have enough gym time.
Not only does the gymnasium serve as our athletic venue and cafeteria, it is also where our fine arts programs perform and practice. Woefully inadequate facilities for our highly renowned programs. We encounter technology in almost every aspect of our lives. From the farmer down the road using a computer to keep records, to the nursing assistant using computer-driven medical equipment, technology is here to stay, and the school district has made every attempt to prepare the students for the use of computers. However, piecemeal technology can only go so far. The physical structures and utilities in our buildings were not designed to handle the electrical loads and data wiring that are needed today. Many rooms only have one working outlet or no service at all. Only one of our current elementary schools has a computer lab. Therefore, students entering middle school have not had the same opportunities in working with technology. This makes it nearly impossible to practice a specific computer curriculum. Curriculum Director Linda Foco.
It's impossible to unify our technology curriculum at the elementary level because we only have one school that has a computer lab, and that's Central Elementary. The other schools have a conglomeration of computers, a couple of computers in each teacher's room, but no lab. So it's almost impossible to have a technology curriculum at that level.
Pinconning alumni Ryan Collier knows the value of technology after high school.
As a student at Saginaw Valley, it's been really surprising the amount of technology that we use every day in our classes, and even in classes that I never would have thought of, like math and English, relying heavily on using computers.
The schools not only lack in the area of computer technology, but the high school and middle school has science laboratories that were built in the 1950s. Science classes are being held in classrooms that were not designed for science. Upgrades are needed to give the students hands-on access to modern science experiments and the space that those disciplines require.
Moss, very good. Some people might say a worm.
Middle school teacher Andy Kowalczyk teaches science in a room half the necessary size, with no facilities for experiments or other hands-on activities.
I know we are being judged with other middle schools on the MEP. It comes out in the paper all the time. And some of the other labs that the other middle schools have, I'm sure, can handle all the things they need to know. We will do labs in these classes for our MEP with no water. Microscopes we haven't worked with. So there's a lot of things that we are lacking, and because of our limited supplies, limited room space, with my desk being right next to theirs, there's just not very much room to work at all.
Standish Sterling High School Assistant Principal Mark Williams has seen the immediate impact new facilities can have on student attitudes and learning.
It has done a lot for our students as far as the attitude and eager to learn and come in, and the physical facilities in the media center, for example, has a whole computer lab that students can go in and use during either before school or after school, or our teachers can now check out the lab itself and not have to worry about bumping a teacher out of a classroom to use their lab or something. So in that sense, it's done a lot of things for our students.
Not only should you be concerned about the future of the children, but with the property value of your home. A school system is a great determining factor in your home's worth. Having a strong school district will attract others to the area, increase business opportunities, improve the work pool, and increase your home's value. As it stands now, most home buyers with children would look to Standish, Bay City, or Midland in favor of their school systems rather than buy a house in Pinconning. Updating our district will bring those people to our market. Lifetime resident Scott Pickford.
My whole life. I've sold 2 houses, both of them in the Linwood area, and I have first-hand experience that the people who came and have asked to look at my house, one of the first things they ask about is what school district you're in. Both of those people who I told were in the Pinconning School District both gave me a look of disapproval, and obviously they didn't buy my house. And they've never been in the school. They've just seen it from the curb. And I think that there tells you a little bit what it means to the community.
All in all, it is impossible to describe the details of a bond issue in a videotape. But one thing is perfectly clear. Our children need adequate classroom space, technology, and extracurricular facilities to prepare them for life in the new millennium. Please make an effort to understand the needs of our school district and help pass the bond referendum. For more detailed information, please visit our bond proposal website at www.pasd.org or take an informational handout. Remember, children may be only 25% of our population, but they are 100% of our future.
So what we want to do is obviously build this building to show the kids in our community that we're willing to rally and support behind them. But more importantly, this won't be just for kids K through 12. It'll be from everybody, from the youngest member of our community all the way through our most seniored member of our community, opening them and welcoming them to use our facilities. We want to instill the pride that this community had back in the 50s when we went out and built all brand new facilities. We want to do the same thing here in the year 2001, the beginning of 2002, to embrace our community, to continue to show that we do have truly Pinconning pride.
Pick me up from the bottom up to the top, love.